Hi, thanks for checking out our repair channel. This is just going to be a testing video and kind of an overview of this unit. This is a Cyclops Super. This is the plug-in version, AC, 110, 120 volt. These are pretty good units. These are kind of a hidden gem. A lot of people don't know about this brand in general. It's a small mom and pop outfit, the family-owned place here in the United States. All they make are electric fence chargers of different sizes, AC and DC and some solar stuff, big and small. This is kind of a medium, middle-of-the-road one of theirs. This is a like I said, 16 stored joules, 12 output joules. What's nice about them is they don't cost as much as, say, a Gallagher or Speedrite when it comes to dollars spent for amount of shock power that you get. The downside is, I'll go over some of the overall downsides of this brand in general, is these AC units on most brands, you need to keep them stored indoors or installed indoors because they're not sealed at all. There's no gaskets in them of any sort. It's just an overlapping case on them. The plastic isn't the greatest material, especially when they're outside, because they're supposed to be nice bright red. This is faded to a kind of an off red color. Should be about as red as that, and maybe a little darker, but they're supposed to be pretty bright. And this thing's been outside for a while. If you keep them outdoors or install them outside somewhere, you got to build some kind of box for them or something to keep the moisture off of them, because I've seen a few of these just get full of water and rusted and corroded everything on the inside. Then what also that does by protecting the box, it keeps the heat off these things, the direct sunlight off of them anyways, and it keeps the plastic from fading and getting brittle and breaking and cracking. That's what's happened to this one a little bit in this corner. We sealed it over here by put a little bit of tape on the side here just to help it some from spreading. But we did put that sealant on there and behind there, and that crack that was on it to keep it from getting water in it to a point. The other thing is these only come with a 1-year warranty, so you'll spend more for Gallagher than you would on this one. Gallagher's come with 3-year warranties. These only come with a 1-year warranty, but there's a catch a little bit to it. You can buy extended warranties when you purchase one of these Cyclops, whatever model it is. When you buy a Cyclops unit, it's going to come with some paperwork and brochure, instruction manual, all that fun stuff. But you can buy extended warranties for these things. You can get an additional 4 years on top of your 1 year for $25 per year that you want. But you have to decide that within 30 days when you buy it. And you do all that stuff. There's instructions in there how to do it. You deal directly with Taylor Fence down in Alabama. They're the manufacturers of this thing. Their website's taylorfence.net. That's the manufacturer that makes these things, and right here in the States. But what's the thing you need to do? But if you say you spend an extra $100 on 4 extra years, so you get a 5-year warranty for extra $100. So that's the other thing. So you spend a little bit more money getting that warranty after you purchase the unit and get the unit in your possession. Spend an extra $100 if you want, and get 4 more years on top and 5-year warranty. Then you're right about the same price, maybe a little more than what a Gallagher goes for of a similar power range, give or take. But you get 2 extra years on warranty. Now their warranty does cover lightning damage and malfunctions and all that kind of stuff. The only thing that they do not cover on their warranty are their fuse holders. These little fuse deals. Their AC units typically have 2 fuses on them. One on the output side for your fence, and one over here, which people say, oh, the fuse on my ground side. No, it's not on the ground side. It's on the ground side of the case, but it doesn't actually connect to your ground. It actually connects to in series of the there's a surge protector board in their AC units, and that goes in between the power cord and the surge protector, so it does not connect to your ground side. It actually connects to the power cord side. on the surge protector side of things. But this does connect to your fence on the inside. This one here does. So there are not a lot of brands out there that use those external fuses. This brand and I think Parmac are about the only ones nowadays that still use external fuses that you can change yourself. And it does come with, I think, 4 spare fuses, 2 for this side, 2 for this side, and they're both different. And it states on the side of the case on each one that you buy which one it takes. This takes a 1/2 amp fuse. This takes a 2 amp fuse, and it's those long, glass bus fuses, and you got to make sure you use the right one. If you get too small or too big, then they either won't blow quick enough to save some of the parts on the inside that they're trying to protect, or they'll blow too late, and then it mess something up that way. It possibly mess something up that way too. So the other neat thing about it is just a good unit. It has one little light on there that flashes. It tells you the power's on, plus it tells you if you got a short or not. It takes a pretty good good short on the fence to really drag this unit down, or drag it, this particular model down. They really hit hard. They got really heavy-duty transformers in their units, so they probably got some of the best transformers out there. Gallagher makes real good ones. The big Speedrite Stay Fix units, their transformers aren't too bad either. They just don't go bad very often. Transformers, they occasionally go bad in these things, but usually it's from lightning or stress or something like that that really heats them up and makes them go bad, but they're pretty beefy transformers. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to get let me turn it off first. I was going to just do a spark jump on it, just show you the spark out of it, but we'll put a tester on it to show you what it's doing. This is just a cheapo tester. It's a Zariba American Farm Works deal. It's the only one I've got available in my possession or close by to get my hands on at the moment. So we're gonna. It says 13,000 volts, but I don't believe that. That's a Zariba tester for you. Let me get my analog tester. Now this tester may not like this big of a joule of a unit. It may cause this thing to arc on the inside of my tester. This is an electromechanical kind of tester, and it doesn't like the bigger joule units, so we'll see what it does. But it'll probably show like 9,000 volts or so. Well, show what I thought it did. Maybe it is putting out that much. I don't know. Usually these things about 9,000 volts, maybe 10,000 at the high side. But anyway, just working good either way, so it doesn't really matter. But let me tighten this down again. I don't want to get shocked by this thing on accident. This thing would hurt you. Alright, so we're going to touch the ground side and we get real close to the hot side and see what kind of spark this throws. Not a real wide spark. I mean, it's like 8 inch, quarter inch, but just the loudness and the brightness of that spark is really big. You really can't judge how strong you use it, how far of a spark it jumps. I mean, you can, I guess, to a point. But if it's a little spark like this and you can barely see it, that's one thing. If the same gap but the spark is 10 times brighter, about 10 times the amount of energy coming out them terminals. Now, if you walk by the charger and it's showing a red light flashing and the unit's clicking, and you're hooked up to the fence and ground, typically you're good to go. You don't need to worry about what's going on. You still want to check your fence probably every once in a while with the fence tester just to see what kind of voltage you're getting. But if you walk by one day and then all of a sudden light's not flashing anymore, typically means you got a bad short somewhere on your fence. But if you go out to your fence, you go out to your charger and you unhook it, the ground and fence from it, turn it off and everything, and plug it back in, and the light goes to flashing, then okay, unit's good to go. It means you should be good to go. could still be an issue. But if it goes back to flashing, you're about 80-90% sure this unit's fine, and that you probably got a dead short somewhere out on the fence, someone that's really dragging it down, or just a whole bunch of small shorts that are adding up pretty hard that are really killing it. If you unplug it and hook your fence and ground, and the light still won't flash when you plug it in, it still won't click, the first thing you want to do, and the easiest thing to do, is to check this fuse out here. This is your fence fuse. If it checks, if you ohm it out, which you just use a little ohm meter to check it, or you can look at it, and sometimes looking at a fuse is good enough to know that it's good. You know, the fuse is good, but sometimes those little filaments are hard to tell if they're actually blown or not, and sometimes they'll break inside this metal area of the fuse, and you can't tell that the fuse is actually bad or not unless you take a meter and go across and, you know, test it for continuity and see if it beeps. If it does, you know, okay, the fuse is good. If it doesn't, then it might be worth the while just to replace the fuse. Make sure if you don't have any spare fuses that came with it, get the right fuse to put in there. You can get those, get them from us if you want, and we'll send you a free one if you need a fuse. I'll just send them to you because it costs more than posting than it would for me to send for the actual fuse. Or you can look at your local like Ace Hardware, Westlake Automotive Parts Store, something like that. Just take the fuse with you, and remember what size it is based on the amperage. It will say it on the fuse, but sometimes it's hard to read. It'll say, you know, 250V 2A, which is 250 volt 2 amp is what it is. And most of those glass fuses are 250 volt, and then all that changes is the amperage. You just want to make sure you use the right fuse. You could stick a 1 amp in there just to see, I guess, and then it may blow it right away. It may work just fine. But if you replace that fuse, the light goes back to flashing, should be good to go. Then hook up your fence and ground to it, should still flash. If it won't, then you either have a problem in here somewhere, or you've got a problem in the fence. Most likely it's in the fence. If you replace that fuse, if it was bad and you replace it and you plug it back in and it still won't flash this light, you've got issues on the inside, and then you might want to send it in to us for repair. We've worked on not a lot of these because they don't go bad too often, but we have worked on a few of them over the years, and they're a good unit. And we'll give you a free quote. We don't charge you a penny for looking at anything. And whatever we work on something, we give you a 1.5 year warranty on the repairs, and that's parts and labor and shipping on a unit. And so if you know, something goes bad, we repair it. And if 9 months later it gets hit by lightning and it ruined the parts that we replaced or fixed last time, we'll do the repair at no charge and send it back to you freight free, up to a 1.5 years. So, but you know, if you got one of these units, or if you never heard of them, this is a really good unit to look into. Real simple operation. It has one little light that flashes, and this light actually has a function to it. Some brands on their small, medium units have a single light, and light doesn't mean anything. It just tells you the power's on, but if you get a dead short, light still flashes. It doesn't tell you anything what's going on with it. So this light actually has a function to it. If the light goes out, either there's something wrong with this, or you got a problem in the fence. So it's a nice indicator, and it's not, you know, it doesn't have a row of lights and having numbers on it or anything. It's just a simple little flashing light that actually has a function to it. And all the units have this one light, whether it's a big unit, small unit, they all have this single light that flashes on them. Well, this is about all I got to say about this unit. It's a good model, good unit. They make the Brute is the next size smaller. It's probably the biggest selling one. It's an 8-9 joules, something like that. It's right in the middle of the road, and their unit's probably the best selling one. But you know, if you trying to find one of these, if your local store doesn't carry it, you can find them online. There's a website I found that sells them. It's called CyclopsFence.com or CyclopsElectricFence.com, something like that. I do put a link on our website, which is FencerFixer.com, and Fencer and Fixer is spelled with an F as in Frank. If you go to our website, there's a tab on there you click on that says where to buy. Go to that link there if you're interested in one of these things. We don't make a dime off those websites or anything. We don't get any kind of kickback on there. If you go to that website and you find one you like, you can buy it from them. You know, they give you a good price and free shipping and stuff. And That's the thing. That's why I put those kind of sites on there. I'm always looking for a good deal on a unit, and if I can find a place that sells, you know, units of some sort or products of some sort that are good, I try to tell people about them. So I put them on my website so people can find them. We don't make a penny from them people, so you know, so buy whatever you want. I don't care. But anyways, got any questions on a unit? Give us a call. And our information's on our website. And you know, work on everything electric fence related, no matter how old or how new, any brand that's out there. But go to our site, fencerfixer.com. Until we do another repair video how one works, we will see you later.